it here, and we can't get in either. So, send messages to Kickstarter, and they're like, yeah, I think there's a problem with Amazon, but it should be resolved. Okay, so, it dies, and then it comes back. I'm like, okay, it's over. No problem. This is the second outage we've had, but not a big deal. For a few more minutes it runs, and then it dies again. And, you can't cast a res on it. There's nothing that could happen. This is so dead, you couldn't even come back in Guild Wars, too. I mean, that's how dead it was. And, then I spent the next about 4 hours on the phone to Amazon, Kickstarter. I mean, we're just like, look, we just started hitting our stride, and we think it's going to be tight. And I'm losing 4 of the key hours. It was awful.
Did they have it? I mean, everything is worked out. Obviously, you surpassed your mark, but they got it back up and running. But it's not going to extend or anything like that for hours, right? It's still ending.
No, we asked, we begged. I got, I was on the phone to multiple people at Amazon, and they're still talking about it, but they've said no. They're not going to extend it. And look, fortunately, it worked out for us. My only concern is really what other, devs on Kickstarter and other people on Kickstarter might have gotten, hurt by it. Because I can't complain now because we funded, okay? And it would be horrible for me to, go out and we funded. We're gonna have PayPal, and whatever we lost in those 4 hours, we'll make up. But you look at other campaigns that might not be in that situation, and I just hope they can do something for them.
Yeah, and you see how close it can kind of come down to the wire. I mean, you have 18 hours to go, and you've broken it, so it's going to go up from here. But still, I mean, a lot of these things funding probably really literally sometimes maybe go down to the last like 2-3 hours. I'm sure.
We thought we were.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys were sweating bullets. I would have been.
Oh, we were. Okay, let me tell you. By that 4th hour, okay, I'm starting to make plans about what lawyer I might have to call, or what I have to do to make up for that time. How I was going to be here for 36 hours. That was the plan. If they hadn't turned the juice back on to the servers, apparently, I was going to stay up for 36 hours and do my best Jerry Lewis and impression.
To
make sure that we funded.
Call now. People are standing by. Somebody must have tripped on a wire. Well, the good news is you funded. We've talked now. This is our 3rd time where we're talking about Camelot. You are just a madman with updates. Like you just keep updating more and more information, which is great. The transparency is awesome. Like you want to get the information out there. Fill me in. Bring me up to speed. You've updated a lot of stuff since we last spoke. I know there's a couple things going on. You're actually adding some more tiers to Kickstarter today. Is that up already?
Yeah, we added some new tiers. I mean, we had our whale tiers were gone. The dragon whale tier was gone. And some of our other high-end tiers were gone. And players kept suggesting, hey, why don't you put in some more? And I'm like, wow, really? We've already sold more high-end tiers, I think, than any other Kickstarter. I don't know that for a fact, so, don't quote me. But I look at, how many high-end tiers we sold, and I'm amazed. And, they keep throwing out ideas. So, yeah, we opened one called the Storm Watch, where you get a lighthouse. And I've talked about the Veil Storms, and these lighthouses are there to help protect against the Veil Storms. And so you get a lighthouse, and it's right on the coast. It'll be really cool. And we added a new housing tier, and again the $10,000 tier, which sold out. We added, and I'm probably going to put another 1 or 2 in there that players have asked for as well. They want to be in a mage tower, and I've got this crazy tier idea, which I have no idea if it'll sell. I'm going to talk to the guys first, where you can play. There'll only be 3 of them, and you can actually play. I want to introduce you to somebody, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring everybody. Congrats. I'm sure it's just a day of like celebration over there, so everybody's just happy that everything's. Hello,
Gary.
hello.
Yeah, told you
Hey,
about
Gary.
him.
Hi, how
baby.
are you? See, there's hugs going all around. Congratulations.
Thanks. You can sit if you want.
Oh,
But Yeah, and you get to play essentially the storm warden of your realm. It's a total RP thing. There's no, there's nothing, no PV, no RVR advantage. You don't even get to RVR that people seem to like. And I'm going to talk to them some more. I mean, we have the PayPal period, which is going to start, very shortly. And if these guys want us to do other things that fit in the lore, I'm thrilled, happy to do it.
Tell me what has it been like? So this is your first Kickstarter.
You really want to know?
Yeah, what's it really been like since the beginning over the whole
Sure.
thing?
Okay, yeah, let me show you.
Just pounding your head on the desk.
it's been it's been interesting. I mean, look, we're a small studio, and it's been crazy. We've had injuries, we've had illnesses, we've had computer melting down, we've had Amazon, we've had server issues. I mean, you don't want to say everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, because the building is still intact. But it's been nuts. And on the other hand, besides all that, it's been wonderful, Gary, honestly. These guys, not just the guys in my studio who have been, I mean, they've done everything I've asked. I mean, we've got people, poor Sandra, who's, one of our concept artists. Her wrist is like hanging on by a tendon, I think. And she's coming in and she's working. Everybody has come in. Michelle, had to have her mouth hole replaced with a bionic, jaw. No, it's not that bad. But she's come in, and, everyone's coming in sick, and, it doesn't matter. They've come in every day. We've been working weekends. We've been working late. They've been amazing. But even more than that, and I know it sounds like such a cliche, but if you've been in our comment section, you know that it's not a cliche. These backers, man, they're outstanding. I mean, the amount of love and support and ducks. I mean, we have more ducks.
You have more.
Here.
How many ducks do you have there at this point? That's really a question that we wanted to ask.
All over. I mean, they're like, you remember the Star Trek episode, Trouble with Tribbles?
I don't.
Way back when, classic TV. Yeah, I think our ducks could kick the Tribbles' butt, numerically, because they're all over the office. And we have more, by the way. We got some more today, I think.
But it makes sense, right? Because I mean, this is the first time in history that fans of games, and gamers are very passionate people, especially in the MMO community, right? Like they're really super passionate people. And it's the first time in history that they're getting to actually really be a part of something like this, and actually, see their contribution to a game like this, and how it's going to go from here onward. So usually it's it's this big secret, it's Oz, right? It's the big VCs backing the big money, and then all of a sudden just some game just pops up on a shelf somewhere, and then it's like, oh, we either like this game or not. But it's like a different era, and that's what I kind of wanted to ask you about, like being, what has it been like? You've been through the other systems, you've been through the VCs and the big publishers and all that, and now with Kickstarter, I mean, how do you feel now that it's kind of like it's really happening? This is really going to happen. You're going to make the game you really want to make. It's made by the fans, and it's got to be an interesting feeling.
Boy, overwhelmed. I mean, truly overwhelmed. It is, and I'm going to cry. I'm going to try not to, but it is such a great change. And it's just such an amazing feeling. It's not about, and again, this will sound like a cliche, it's not about the money. But it really isn't, because, I'm putting in so much of my own. It's about, these guys want the game that we all want to make, okay? And that's what sets it apart. We've got this fan base, and as you said, Gary, and thank you for, being really upfront about it, we've put out so much information, and we keep talking. I'm going to keep talking about it tonight, and these guys are going, and gals, yes, Mark, make this game. We just want you to make this game. Don't worry about anything else. Make this game. And they have been so amazing and so sweet and supportive, and even though we've had arguments at times about things, as we should, because it's not like every idea I have is brilliant. They're not. If it was, I'd be a trillionaire. I have some good ideas, and I have some not good ideas. That's what happens. But these guys are willing to exchange ideas, to talk about things, and to back a studio to do something that's really hard. I mean, and this is not just me now saying, oh, it's hard. I've always said it's hard. I mean, from the day I started development on Camelot, I said it was hard. And even after Camelot success, I said it was hard. And, to have this kind of support from these guys, and I said it in my live stream just before, it's made me feel young again. And I do. I mean, I'm surrounded by young, guys and gals, and I have these people who are just dying to have this game, and it's, wow. I mean, I am so happy and so, overwhelmed and tired too, that, it's amazing feeling, Gary.
I think, yeah. I was actually having this conversation with some game developers last night, and we were just talking about how interesting it's been this circle, and you see a lot of really really big top guys at a lot of the companies now, just kind of getting they went through the whole thing of like made their first game in the garage with a couple buddies, 3 or 4 of them, and they built themselves up. They became big executive producers at companies. They've made some big AAA titles. They made some decent money. And now they're coming back to that, and they want that sort of feeling again. Like, hey, remember when it was like a small team of us just making what we really wanted to make? And it's awesome that now there's an outlet to kind of do that and have that, exist. It's kind of amazing that Kickstarter even came out and the gaming community took upon it. If you guys have not checked this out yet, there's still time. There's 18 hours to go. They've just broke their goal, so this game is happening. For all you fans out there, I don't know if it's sunk in yet, Camelot Unchained is going to happen. So tell me a little bit more about where do you go from here? What are the next steps like in the immediate future? I know now there's a long road and ahead of you for development and stuff like that, but what are the next few days and weeks and then next few months even where I'm not going to say I doubt you're going away because I know you're a man of words, so I know you'll be speaking to everybody, but what's going to be going on now? What's going to be going on?
Well, the first thing that's going to be going on, I'm giving the whole team a week off.
That's good.
They've earned it. And, once that happens and once we get back, I mean, some of us will stick around for a few days, make sure that PayPal is working for our European fans, make sure that, everything is, up and running okay for them. And then once that's done, or at least the week is done, we're going to get the backers forums up as quickly as possible. We're going to start interacting with the fans again because it'll be like going through withdrawal. Because it's really been, for me, every night, and I mean every night, Gary, I've been in the comment section talking to people, and they've been talking to each other. And so I think we're all going to be, getting a little twitchy because it won't be an evening if we can't have, people in our comment section, talking about some of the, cool things in the game they either see or want to see. Once that happens, I mean, we're going to go after this in a really different way, and which kind of fits the whole way we've been doing things anyway with this game. You've seen our demos, the housing demo and the, we call it Smackhammer networking demo, and now we have the updated engine demo. We're going to put these apps out for our testers, our backers, to play with as soon as we can. So we're not going all Willy Wonka and stuff and say, hey, thanks very much, guys. We'll see you in about 6 to 8 months. We're actually thinking that we're going to have some of this stuff for them to beat on some more in 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
And
really?
I don't mean the MMO. Okay. And
no,
this
yeah,
is
you're talking like super early alpha, very, early stuff.
Well, it's even different, slightly different than that. It's a really, nobody's ever done this as far as I know. Maybe it's happened in Asia. As far as I know, it's never happened in the West. So as, even though a lot of people on various forums were saying, oh, all these guys have to show in this random demos. Oh, why don't they have a real prototype? Well, here's why. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take what we've worked on, and we're going to work on it some more, and we're going to give it out to them, because each one of those is designed to do something that's important for us. One is the network and, the client-server model. So we'll be able to put out this app, this, program for our testers, where they can beat on it, just as they have been for days, for the next, once we put it out there, hopefully for the next 6 months. And it will allow Andrew and the programmers to refine the network code. Because, gee, that's kind of important.
Certainly.
And, so many MMOs wait to the last minute. We're going to put out the code and a very small, essentially functional game that we can keep iterating on, so we can get the bandwidth usage down, so we can do all the things we need to do while we're working on the rendering engine to build that technology that we need to make the game. And as far as I know, nobody's done that before.
I've got a very interesting pitch for you. I don't want to do it on the air.
Okay.
Talk. I got a pitch
Love
for
to
you.
hear.
I think you can kind of figure out what I'm thinking. What we do.
I'm sure I can. I think the answer is yes.
Well, because this is very exciting stuff. Like, I mean, I've never heard anybody want to do something like this the way you want to do it. I mean, I know that you want to be really vocal and you'd get things out there, but I wouldn't expect that you'd start putting stuff early out there, like in the next 6 to 8 weeks for backers to start playing with, which I think is amazing. And the feedback you're going to get. I mean, this is the thing is that I've been in a ton of betas, and we've seen them. A lot of the times you do get the sense that, and I know the developers have to listen but not listen to some extent, because sometimes gamers don't know exactly what they're talking, like they really want, and they don't know how to explain it. But for the most part, developers, I think, would do better off listening to the fans, and it sounds like that is what you've been doing since the beginning. And you're talking about the comment system. I mean, I'm fully aware of it. I saw you on our own comments on the last interview, and it's just like, you were all over the place. So that's great. What about the long term? Like, I know you don't want to put any sort of timelines in, but I know people are going to say, like, hey, well, are there any sort of ideas about actual alphas, betas, and release?
Oh yeah, I mean, we really hope to begin serious. We're calling it internal testing. It used to be called alpha testing, but now alpha testing, as you know, Gary, is used by most companies for PR purposes. It's not really an alpha. So we call it internal testing. And we're going to begin that, we hope, in January, where we've really taken what we've gotten from the both the building and the Unchained engine game. We have to come up with a name for that. And we're going to put them together, and we'll probably say to our guys, okay, there you go, have fun, while we continue to work on other things. I mean, because I do think, and I know our schedule's aggressive, but I think this approach will get it done faster. And we're fortunate that, I've got a guy, like Andrew Meggs here, who can, start from no engine and build in a month something that is pure awesomeness. And he's surrounded by a bunch of really good, really talented young programmers. So we've got what we need, to start this process. We're going to bring in some other people. We're only looking for really good people, obviously. We're not in a rush to fill, slots. And we're going to be able to, I absolutely believe, we're going to be able to hit that mark of January. I mean, because frankly, you can go in right now and play an FPS-style, silly, fun little Capture the Chalice game, which is using our rendering engine. And it's all ours. We didn't use Unity or somebody else's engine to make this demo and then say, hey, look, we can do this. Andrew wrote it all from scratch. And, then Tim and David and Patrick, put in their bits, and now we have a game.
Very, very exciting stuff, my man. Once again, you guys got 18 hours to go. You guys go over to Kickstarter and search Camelot or Camelot Unchained. You're going to find it. It's really easy to find. You've got 18 hours to go. I'd go through all the tiers again, but there are so many, Mark. I'm not going to do it. There's so many tiers. You guys didn't do stretch goals, did you?
Yeah, we did. You're looking right at them. We just put them up.
You just put them up. Okay, gotcha. So there's stretch goals. There's new tiers that just came up today. So from $5, pledge $5 or more, all the way up. Let me keep scrolling. It's going to take me some time to get to the bottom, but hang on, we might get there. So you've got the new pledge of $10,000 or more. So there is a pledge for everything. There's so many pledges in here. So you guys got a great grid. It's really easy to check out actually on the grids of what is included and what's not included in each tier. A lot of cool stuff. Alpha testing, beta testing, all that kind of stuff is in there. Go check it out. Go to Kickstarter. 18 hours left if you guys want to get involved and back this and get in the game and see everything that you guys are talking about. So, Mark, it's been awesome watching this whole thing happen. And I want to keep watching this happen. Like that's what the interesting thing is going to be. Like now, actually getting to see how the sort of a behind the scenes almost like look at a game funded by fans and yourself, all the way to shipping. It's going to be really interesting.
Well, thank you. And look, you've been great. You've given us, your time, which I appreciate. I'd love to have you a part of it, Gary, honestly.
Let's do it.
We can talk about this offline, but I'd love to have you, man.
Yeah, this would be great. Guys, check it out. I highly, highly, highly recommend you check it out. You've got hours left. If you don't know anything about Camelot Unchained, there's tons of information. Mark is not shy with the information. There's tons out there. You can find out. But RVR focused, which is realm versus realm PvP, very specific type of MMO that I think a lot of people out there are going to be looking for. I know I am. I've been waiting for this game for actually a long time. Mark Jacobs, it's always a pleasure, sir.
Same here. Thank you, Gary.
Go pop some 7-Eleven bubbly. Go hug some people. I'm sure there's much hugs and kisses to go around, and tell the whole team that we said congratulations and we can't wait to see more.
Will do.
You can follow me on Twitter at Gary Gannon. Hey, where can we follow you on Twitter and all that good stuff real quick?
Oh, God, I don't even remember what our Twitter handle is.
All right, we'll get it in the post. We'll get everything in the post. Go to Camelot Unchained. There you go. Go to the site. I'm sure everything is there. Follow me on Twitter at Gary Gannon. Follow Gamebreaker TV at Gamebreaker TV. And if you guys are watching the live stream, Mr. Josh Allen, our very own host from Legendary and a whole bunch of other stuff, has a really big announcement coming up at 3 o'clock, so you're going to want to check that out. Mark, always a pleasure. Fans, always a pleasure. We'll see you next time.